So no wonder Democrats are unpopular. They have nothing to offer. They haven't updated their files. They believe it's 2005. The Democratic Party has run out of gas. The Democratic Party at this point is a cartel that exists only to perpetuate itself and the elderly mediocrities who run and benefit from it. All of them. Kamala Harris is only 57 years old. She's a child by the standards of her party. But she still talks like a dementia patient, slowly and incomprehensibly. Here's Kamala struggling to explain what mail-in ballots are. Now, you'd think she would understand mail-in ballots, given that mail-in ballots are why she has a job. But she doesn't. Watch.
They said when they voted, I think sometimes with voting is you're just putting in your order. This is what you want. So when people stood in those lines for hours, when they sat at their kitchen table for hours figuring out how they were going to fill out their ballot to vote by mail, when they drove by those drop boxes with their kids in the back seat, patiently waiting to drop off that ballot, they were putting in an order.
We don't mean to beat up on Kamala Harris, who's obviously our favorite for the Democratic nomination next cycle. But she is a perfect distillation of everybody in power in the Democratic Party. Every word that emerges from Kamala Harris's mouth is a recycled talking point that's been run through a banality machine to remove the slightest hint of anything interesting or challenging or relevant or meaningful. So no wonder Democrats are unpopular. They have nothing to offer. They haven't updated their files. They believe it's 2005. You see this in foreign policy, particularly. They are living in their heads in a world in which the U.S. wields the world's most powerful military, backed by the world's strongest economy, and can do whatever it wants just by telling other people to obey. So like Joe Biden, you just tell Russia, don't invade Ukraine. And of course it won't. We're America. You just let China know that we back Taiwan. And the entire 75-year-old dispute over that island will be settled forever. They really believe that. They have no idea of this country's relative place in the world order because they don't know anything about reality as it stands right now. So here's Nancy Pelosi, who imagines that she's so powerful that she can somehow bring about an indefinite peace in the Taiwan Strait just by saying so. Watch.
Today, our delegation, of which I'm very proud, came to Taiwan to make unequivocally clear we will not abandon our commitment to Taiwan, and we are proud of our enduring friendship.
It doesn't mean anything. It's the barking of dogs. It's less relevant than dogs barking. And trust us, the Chinese know that. But from Nancy Pelosi's perspective, I said it, therefore it's going to happen. Problem solved. That's the world they believe we still live in. They imagine the United States is still so rich and powerful that we can afford any sort of pointless frivolity. We can tamper with the formula and suffer no ill effects. We can hire trans admirals and intersectional CIA officers, and everything's going to be fine. That's how powerful we are. We can force Delta Airlines and United to apply affirmative action standards to airline pilots, and somehow our planes will never crash. Because nothing bad ever happens in the world. These people have completely lost touch with reality. How out of touch are they? Well, the Democratic Party's main radical right now is Sandy Cortez of Westchester. How radical is Sandy Cortez? Well, she spends her days defending the intel agencies and neocon foreign policy and the big banks. So if your revolutionaries are reading scripts written by the World Economic Forum, maybe they're not actually very revolutionary. Maybe they're defending the status quo. And that's exactly what they're doing. And they're doing it because they have no other plan. The sad truth is the people who run the Democratic Party have just given up. They've given up on the country and given up on the people who live here. They've got no solutions for you. They're not even pretending that they do. Climate, trans. They don't imagine a future. That's what they're telling you. Smoke more weed. Take more pills. Might as well cut off your junk and pretend to be a girl. Sterilize your kids. Abort your babies. There's no future worth having. That's not a caricature. They're saying that out loud. They're done.